by, and you get a look at this ball.
We are
like
live.
Is the ball? Yeah. So what do you think your perception of the ball would be?
It probably wouldn't look like it's going up and down. It would probably just look like it's just flying past me.
Well, imagine for a second you can see the ball. Like your perception of it would be not going from one place up and down. It would be more of a V. Is how it would be. Like and that's you know, the ball is in the same place, but it's also in different places at the same time because you're perceiving it through time different, and that's relativity.
Chicken Pluckerson says, "Is this the Star Wars Joe Rogan podcast?"
It could.
Yeah, we're talking about astrophysics and time travel.
It was a very, very long time since I took this class, but like I remember one of the things that stuck out to me was that what the fuck? Like all right, but like one of the things that stood out to me was that we were ready. Like, is that they actually managed to?
Continue.
I'm hearing noises from Gimbo.
He's laughing about something. Probably.
I know he is.
Something he read in the Discord, probably.
No,
Yes.
I'm following him with the goat horn in Minecraft.
Oh yeah, it was totally the Discord chat.
Yeah. But I remember, like, the final thing I would just like to continue about, like, this science class is they actually managed to use relativity in time to send an astronaut up into space to see if time travel was technically possible. And it is technically possible. This astronaut that they spent speeding around the Earth managed to go forward in time by about 8 seconds.
Yeah, but only forward.
Only forward.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, like, there's no ability to go backwards.
No.
So it's basically like the Buzz Lightyear movie, just like 0.1% of that.
So,
well, one could argue that time was simply moving faster for the astronaut up in space than it was for us down on Earth.
Yeah, but what I mean by time travel is like it's impossible to ever go backwards because everything is always in a forward motion. Everything you see is always moving in a forward direction. And you can't.
I agree.
And you
It's
can't
moving
reverse
faster or
it.
slower.
So there's things that are moving faster through time and things that are seemingly moving slower through time, but ultimately everything is still moving forward through time. Nothing can move backwards.
But using time relativity is how we're theoretically going to colonize other planets if we ever get to that stage of the species one day.
I thought we were against colonization now. Oh, look, Edie Karn is here.
We need to start colonizing planets now.
Welcome, Edie
running out of
Karn.
space.
Edie Karn says, Uncle Harlow approves of this stream. Thank you so much, Edie. Appreciate you.
Oh my goodness.
She's my favorite character from Andor. I'm sorry, I have to acknowledge her.
Fair enough, but yeah, like theoretically, if we're going to become a space-faring species, if we ever get to that stage, how we're going to do that is we're going to be using relativity to send people to other planets.
Relativity.
Yeah. Time will pass faster for us on Earth than it will for astronauts we send in space.
Like Interstellar.
Yeah, like Interstellar.
Like Interstellar.
Or like the example I was thinking of was Ender's Game, but
wait, what happens in Ender's Game?
Oh, you've never read Ender's Game?
Wait, Goat Simulator says Darth Jar Jar probably going into canon.
Yeah.
What? Why?
Ender's Game was a book before it was a movie.
I'm sorry. We'll get back to Ender's Game. Are you saying that because Darth Jar Jar has been added to Fortnite, is that the reason why you're saying that, or is there some other announcement I don't know about that you're talking about Darth Jar Jar going into canon? Also, Edie
That's just the
Karn
IRL
says, I
version of
clean
the
Cyril's
Lego
room and then
character.
clean the floor, and what do I reap? Cyril gets killed at Gorman. I know, that's horrible. You put in all this effort, time, and energy, emotional energy into raising this boy, and he goes and gets himself killed. He should have stayed. He should have stayed with you on Coruscant and worked that desk job. And very, very sad situation. I'm so sorry for your loss, Edie. And I hope that you can find some comfort. I'm sure the Empire has got a nice benefits package for fallen Imperial officers.
Yeah.
But with
The
Palpatine trying to pay for the
cheese.
Death Star, I wouldn't count on it though. So
He wasn't an officer.
Maybe he's got the security service payout.
An employee.
you know, if this video does well, maybe I'll do a remix, like Imperial officer versus Imperial officer, based on this frame right here.
Emperor Grievous is apparently Disney World.
Zombie Adventures. Okay, go back to Ender's Game. Isn't it about like a kid and like space battles or something?
Yeah, it's about a kid. It's about a bunch of kids really learning how to basically fight, and basically the adults use them to fight an alien, a bug species.
Yeah, because they have like this. Don't they have like some kind of like mental connection to the ships or something, so they can control them?
No.
No? So they're not like
No.
hooked up to a fleet or anything. They're just controlling the ships.
Okay, well, yeah, like they're controlling ships, but it's about this kid named Andor and he kind of goes to tactics school, and he becomes a commander in his tactics class, and
So he's the Ender boy, and eventually he becomes the Ender man.
Wow. I mean,
Yes, he turns tall and black.
he turns tall and black
with purple eyes.
Yes, and eventually
He goes around at night and steals stuff.
Yeah, he eventually. I don't want to spoil the book or the movie in case people want to watch that, but he kind of rises through the ranks of as a cadet, kind of through his school, and he turns out to be this genius who never loses a battle. And the entire time, when he's learning to command, it's portrayed to him as a game, because he's 11 years old in the book when he's kind of going through these classes. And so he kind of perceives it as a kid would. And yeah, I don't want to say any more.
Yeah, he doesn't realize. I
okay.
think had they made more than one? Isn't there a new Ender's Game and then an old one? Or did is it with Harrison Ford, right?
Yes, Harrison in the movie. Yes, there was a Ender's Game movie with Harrison Ford.
That's
yes.
right, there was a movie. I've seen
Yeah,
it
I
in the cinema. I remember I was young.
that's
I
where
thought it was the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Because that's where
I
I have my general understanding of Ender's Game, but not specifically, because I'm pretty sure I only watched the trailer for it. So
Okay, well, I enjoyed it.
General understanding.
yeah, a general understanding.
Yeah.
You are a bold one.
Speaking of Andor, though, Gimbo, where's the Andor memes? I expect you to make some. You have to make some.
Right.
Obligated.
The channel is dead. I don't think I'm gonna make anything.
Just make a couple. Just throw some out there. They could be total shit posts. If it's
And that's what
if it's as good
this
as,
has been my idea the whole time.
if it's
But
as,
then yeah, it's not worth the time probably.
sad end.
It really it was a fun ride, truly.
Well, I'm gonna get out of here.
What? You're leaving already?
Wait, you're leaving already?
We haven't even talked about time travel.
I'm pretty sure we did.
No, you haven't talked
Yes.
about time travel. Dooku did. Gimbo did. I did. You didn't say anything about it.
Subletting from. And so what ended up happening, so like she and her roommate, they both work for 2 different law firms, both dealing with contract law. And so she brought it up to her boss at the contract at her law firm, and like both law firms are basically saying, yeah, we're going to take this case for you pro bono, and which means for free. And then like she's also like, these law firms also have like judges that are like have heard these similar cases, and they're like, yeah, we're ready to rule. And so like it's hilarious that so they choose to target her because she's a young woman new to Vancouver, but she's like the worst person they could have targeted with this scam, because she's works for a contract law firm.
Well, she's lucky,
So-
but you know,
So wait, what-
if you hit it once every now and then, that's enough for
Yeah.
your scam to work out.
And
Well,
especially,
here's the thing is that
especially if they're able to, like, sure, do a payout to her, and then maybe they'll just do it more with other people.
Well, here's the thing, like the contract law firm that my sister works for also works for like with newcomers to Canada. And so like what they're going to do, my sister's preparing a big write-up to basically send to like kind of like to send to like the people who like welcome newcomers to Vancouver, basically warning them of their rights, because that's what they do, is they target people who don't know their rights, renters' rights in Canada. But like it's kind of hilarious because, and I basically said that my sister should just countersue like this company, because then like she has like $100,000 in student loans right now. She could get some of that paid off.
Yeah.
And she has like 100 lawyers at like the law firm she works at,
So-
willing to take her case pro bono.
So what is it? What exactly is the scam? Do they like they allow you to like sign up and you give like deposit or whatever, and then they just suddenly end the contract to kick you out?
Yep. Yeah. So it's subletting. Specifically, subletting is the scam. So she's renting the apartment from someone who owns the apartment in the building that is owned by a different company.
Sorry, keep going.
So she's renting from someone who rents the apartment, but then sublets it to her. So that's where the scam is happening, between like the person she's renting from and the company total. I don't quite understand it myself.
Kitty.
Yeah. Like
Emperor
Tame him.
Grievous says, Jar Jar, when are you going to start working on the videos that I requested? What videos are you speaking of?
Dang it, that sounds mean.
mm,
What videos? What are you talking about, Emperor Grievous?
Sounds a little demanding.
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
this all about, Grievous? You
Come on, Jar Jar, haven't you
demand
started
videos.
working yet? Are you lazy or something?
Yeah. I don't even know what videos he's talking about.
oh, we have a federal parliament. Nice.
Dooku?
Federal parliament. Federal parliament?
Federal Parliament what?
I don't know. It's interesting. Yeah. It's a nation.
I forgot them.
I
What
think
do you mean I
read a
forgot them?
Screaming goat.
What videos are you talking about? And how come you didn't bring them up in the last live stream, which was just a little while ago, and I saw you there, and you didn't mention them then? And are you talking about monetary requests? Because I have not received any within this month, nor was I accepting any for like 2 months. So, not really sure what you're talking about. I can look through my super chats, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to see anything. Super chat.
Monetary requests.
Let's see.
On only guns.
I think that's what he's talking about, but I'm looking through my super chats right now, and I do not see any from Emperor Grievous for anything, actually.
Oh, Durko, did you see the goat's chamber?
The what now?
Come to the spawn.
There are no super chats from General Grievous, from Emperor Grievous for literally. I'm looking. I'm at 3 months. I'm 3 months from like past. I'm like 6 months now. 9 months. No super chats from Grievous. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Video requests. There are no video requests. Unless you sent money and then it just disappeared into YouTube's ecosystem.
Oh, we know something about that.
Emperor Grievous says you won't. I swore to never pay you. Oh, well, okay. Well, then why would you expect me to make your video request? Well, okay, that makes sense. There's no money sent, so we talked about making bounty hunter videos and R2D2 videos during a stream. Okay. I could make, there's lots of ideas that come into my head that are like, oh, this seems like a good idea, but I don't actually get around to making it right away. But, oh, thank you so much, Super Count Dooku. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the gifted memberships. Looks like Master Bleck got it. Look at that. I haven't seen him around for a while.
If you stand still and you move aside at the last moment, they will drop horns after trying to attack you. Oh, here is one.
Oh, Darth Autistic has got it too.
Yeah.
Emperor Grievous says, you said you were going to remember. I guess maybe... It doesn't matter if I remember or not. There's lots of video ideas that I remember, but I just don't make them because it's just not the time to make them because I'm working on another video. Like, the next one that I'm going to be working on after this shitpost that I'm working on is the Bluey video. Unless, of course, I think of another shitpost, in which case I'll throw that together. But that's what I'm working on right now. Green Kyber says, why are you editing an Andor reverse R-word video?
You know, I asked that question too.
Because I thought it would be hilarious. Because of how goofy...
Famous last words.
Because of how goofy it is. Andor, that one Andor scene, but the roles are reversed. And then add a Star Wars Theory reaction in the corner. I
also reversed.
I just thought it would be hilarious. And I also think it's highly clickable as well. But maybe I'm wrong. But it's like I said, it's gonna be a goofy shitpost though.
Make a reverse Acolyte video where Amandla is forced to watch all of us.
I guess I can make a reverse video of her getting out of the water and him staring at her.
Oops.
I don't think Disney would ever make that show, though. I mean,
no.
Yeah.
Not with this director, at least.
Women can look at men getting out of the water naked, but no, not the other way around. Lord Minokiner says that is so wrong. Women must be forward and man behind. Well, that is usually how it goes, but sometimes the ladies, they get a little excited, and sometimes that happens. Maybe it's never happened to you, but it does happen. She seems really into him, actually. Hello, welcome.
Hello.
Hello there. Oh, welcome back.
Zombie is back.
Oh, zombie's back.
Fear not, my friends, for I have returned.
Oh, trust, we were not in fear.
Now we are.
Now we are in fear. Welcome back. How's it going? Wait, why did you leave in the first place? You left and then you came back like 5 minutes later.
I had things to do, obviously.
We'll be happy he returned.
I had other conversations going on, and I didn't think I could test them.
That makes sense.
The negotiations were short.
Indeed, they were.
Very short.
Ricepo
So what are you guys doing?
Versace says, Reese's Puff, eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up.
Oh, Melon's here.
Is this Amanda's new rap?
Wait, what? Mandela?
Oh yeah, it sounds like lyrics to something she could rap.
Oh, Reese's Puff, eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. I don't think I don't think that's racially or politically divisive enough for her to sing. So
yeah, but she could.
I think Reese's. I think
she
that's
could
a
sing
song
it with a mean face against a black wall and call it a political statement.
I know, but I think everyone could like get together behind her on that. Like, it's kind of a universal desire to consume Reese's Puffs. So
I hate.
Except for people that really hate like peanut butter or whatever, but
I hate peanut butter.
I don't. Well, I
most of the time.
Too sweet.
All right. Well,
sweet
what do you like then? What do you like? If you don't like peanut butter, what do you like?
Yeah, whatever the opposite of Amanda is. I love that.
So
I like Nutella.
Nutella. He likes Nutella. Do you like Nutella, Gimbo?
Sure.
Sure. Is that a yes or a no?
That's a yeah. That's a yes. Last time I checked.
Sure.
That would have been a yes.
Doing.
Wait, what do these villagers need to breed?
What are you doing to those villagers, Gimbo?
I'm making them fall in love.
Machines and putting one of the villagers in the boats.
You're making them fall in love, huh? It's an arranged villager marriage.
Yeah. They're actually siblings.
Here's some bread. All right, you two, start making baby
I
villagers.
guess they're from Virginia then. These villagers.
Virginia.
Or Alabama, I suppose.
Alabama.
They are actually siblings.
Oh no.
Yeah, Alabama.
Wait, do they have to be unemployed to breed?
Can't say that.
Well, the thing about villagers is they're not humans. So, there are many animal species that they just function different. They just function different sexually than other species. Villagers are clearly not like. They're humanoid, so they're kind of like apes in some ways. They're like they come from the similar ape-like ancestor of like Steve. You know, Steve is one ape-like ancestor. How come there are no gorillas in Minecraft? Where are the gorillas? Where are the chimps? They need to have monkeys in Minecraft. Why are there no monkeys in Minecraft?
Supposedly, like trying to make it friendly, and apparently, killing a gorilla, even if it's just in a game, doesn't sit right for them.
What?
What?
You can kill rabbits. You can kill pigs and sheep and cows and horses. You can kill all of the animals that exist. But it's a problem if
and
you
not
kill
just the men, but the women and children too.
It's a problem if you kill a Minecraft gorilla. Why? It's like,
I know, right?
You can't have guns in Minecraft, but you have bows and arrows and swords. You know how violent bows and arrows and swords are compared to guns? They're on the same level of violence.
Yes, I do.
There's so much garbage in Minecraft these days. I really wouldn't mind if there were guns. Like I've seen some mods. It looks pretty fun.
There are.
I would love
Glance-
to call it
Glance
drone
is-
strike on
Oh,
Melon's
Oh,
properties,
That'd be
Glance
kind
is
of
a pretty
epic.
good mod.
If you could make like
right?
if you could put on a crafting table like 9 TNTs and make a bunker buster bomb, and then put 9 bunker buster bombs and make an atomic bomb.
Yeah.
And
No, you
drop
would
it,
need way
drop
more.
it on, drop it on a
You do
village.
need
and
need more.
totally
I like,
wipe out an entire village.
There are some mods out there that you can like craft nuclear bombs from.
You have to mine the uranium, and then you have to enrich it.
Oh, there's one mod that out there. I don't remember the name of it, but like if you wanted to craft like a nuclear weapon, like he calculated how much TNT, how much TNT it would take, like to generate the same force of a nuclear bomb.
A lot.
Yeah, it was something.
I would love to make it super hard and optional, but it would be perfect to make like a very hard crafting recipe, and then to have it like an end game item, like requiring you to get the dragon or whatever, and then just for the winning player to be able to obliterate whoever else's.
That's how you win
property.
Minecraft. You build the bomb and you blow up the enemy, and you blow up everybody else.
That would be a great way to finish.
And then it says you won. You built the bomb.
It's
Nobody else was able to build a bomb in time for mutually assured destruction, so you win by default.
I love it. I have nothing against it. Minecraft is overloaded with stuff anyway.
Teenager. Yeah.
It feels like
Yeah, they just add something new.
like the previous time I played was a few years back, and the bees were the new update that felt already a little thick. But now, like the garbage monster from the depths and all kinds of mobs that back in the day were from like the more creatures mod. It's too much. And a lot of them don't match Minecraft. Like, what the heck is a sniffer? And why does the sniffer have such nice animations?
A sniffer.
Did you see the sniffer? No, Jojo, because you don't play Minecraft.
I have seen the sniffer, but I don't know where it's from. I only saw it in creative mode. I was like, where does this even appear in Minecraft?
Well, yeah, because you didn't come to the server.
You gotta use
you
the.
should.
I have been to the server. I've
feature
never
that
seen
they-
a sniffer on the server.
Well, come to my
They don't
house and
spawn
you're gonna see a
Although it
sniffer.
would be, although it
them
would
from,
be
like,
kind of funny
um,
if you could give the sniffer like white piles of sugar, and it would like multiply into more sniffers.
The seeds that they excavate themselves already do that for them.
Yeah, it's very stupid. Actually, you just need sniffers to make more sniffers.
You just need
Sniffers.
two,
But
and
yeah.
then boom. Yeah.
Emperor
I have
Grievous says
4
the
sniffers in my
sniffer
house,
is-
and you should come on and see them.
The Emperor Grievous says the sniffer is useless. That's a problem. It should. I
And
mean,
he-
Well, you gotta
and
and
look
that's,
stupid.
that's another thing with
Flowers,
Minecraft
I
is
can't imagine anyone
is-
who want to decorate
is
their stuff with
things-
flowers.
things should have some kind of value. Like if there's a sniffer, it should like drop something that's valuable, useful, that you can use.
But
You know,
it drops
like copper,
flowers that also look weird out
Like-
of the world.
Copper, you should be able to forge into armor. You should be able to make copper armor or something.
My favorite.
Oh yeah, that's the perfect bait for a lightning bolt.
That would,
my
be,
favorite
that would
good,
be
actually.
epic. If you could make copper armor, and then when you get electrocuted, it upgrades into like some kind of armor that allows you to fly or something.
Yeah, but you also die, so you have to in
Exactly.
normal mode without keep
would
inventory.
end
You have to
like,
go back and find it.
Yeah.
Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, I believe. Yeah, if you have anything metal on you and get struck by lightning, you die.
But also it upgrades, so you get to find it, and if you find it, you get to keep it.
But yeah, every few months, more stuff.
What I would like to see implement the base game is some kind of, and maybe they just need to make a new game for this at this point. I'd like to see a technology system, like kind of start in like the Stone Age, where like you're crafting stone tools. Like it feels like the Earth. You can get diamond armor in 10 minutes in Minecraft. It feels like and then you're kind of stuck with like the best armor in the game for the rest of the game.
It used to be harder.
It used to be harder, but like they made it too easy. It feels like there should be like and there are mods that do this, but like it would just be nice to see in the base game, like where like you start with like stone weapons. You have to use stone weapons for a really long time before getting copper, and then you use copper and tin to make bronze, and
Yeah.
then you kind of progress through the Iron Age and the Bronze Age, and then you're kind of progressively, and you kind of have to travel to kind of get some of these more rare minerals, like kind of encourages exploration.
This is how it used to be.
It's how it used to be, but there are obviously mods that do that still, but like it's just not the case anymore.
Right, something
look
official.
Look at this frame.
Just like shaders. Y'all remember shaders, right? They're finally Minecraft is finally making their own shaders. You heard about Vibrant Visuals, right?
No.
Yeah. I'm in the working group on Discord. But it's another unnecessary update, it seems.
Well, I mean, along with that comes the Happy Gas. That's pretty much creative mode flying in survival.
Also, there seems to be like, I feel like there should be a new game mode for some of these additions that make gameplay easier.
It's difficult, like just Minecraft. Like I remember when Minecraft came out, there's a lot of nostalgia there, but like in order to, like, kids these days want to like watch Minecraft videos and they're like, oh, I want to get the diamond armor without going through, and I don't want to work for it. I don't want to work for like the cool armor and such. And
I want it now.
I want it now, and I don't want to work for it. And games used to not be like that.
These days, kids.
Ugh.
I
Games
cannot
and kids these
believe
days,
it.
I don't think they realize that you do have to work for diamond armor. If you're going for the full survival experience, you gotta mine the diamonds, craft the armor, and then...
But it's so easy these days. It's so easy.
But let's be honest,
back in the day, we used to actually have to mine for diamonds. Now, kids, they just don't have to do anything.
No, they can just dig under spawn.
Dig under spawn.
I guess most of the work goes into enchanting that, like getting specific enchantments, like getting those villagers, leveling them up.
Even still, you just need to get 2 villagers and that's it. Like you just switch their enchantments that they're offering and you go on.
Let's not forget discounts too. You have to kill them, cure them, or get a zombie.
Melon Playground guy says, "I want
it's
it
not
now,"
a big deal.
And I know I shouldn't.
So simple to do.
Duku, where are you?
I'm at the farm I'm building.
Oh. I see.
Thank you.
So, questions. You have questions about Andor?
Ooh. I guess what was everyone's favorite bit of them?
Favorite bit of Andor. I really do enjoy the Edie Karn scenes. Still one of my favorite characters from this show. Krennic is always nice. I think he was the most interesting new character that Disney added in Rogue One, so it was fun to see him in Andor. K2SO was another highlight. I'm pretty sure most people felt pretty good about seeing him again. And I was disappointed that Saw Gerrera didn't actually end up doing anything. So there's that.
I mean,
I was hoping to see how he got his injuries, but I mean, I guess we just get to find out
Sniffing
that
gasoline.
he basically just huffed his way to where he was. Like he didn't like get blown up by an Imperial transport. He was just high on Rhydonium, and that's the reason why he eventually lost his limbs.
That was a little bit.
I mean, I guess
He
the only
lost his
time
limbs because he was huffing Rhydonium.
Fallen Order game.
But during that scene where he makes the speech, you know, I was thinking about how in the Clone Wars he has a sister, and it's clear that his sister's not around because she's probably dead, and so he's more or less
No,
just like
about it.
She's more or less he's just like a totally broken man that has nothing.
I'm gonna have to get back to you.
Yeah, he has absolutely nothing left in life, other than, you know, his hatred for the Empire, and that's it. And he's in many ways he's like a perfect mirror of Vader. You know how he is losing his limbs. He's lost everything in life, and
I don't know if he's a mirror of Vader, but
and even right down to his breathing apparatus.
I don't know, but like Vader's mistakes were all self-inflicted, like for the most part. Like it was Vader's arrogance and Anakin's arrogance and Anakin's pride that led to kind of his, like, a lot of his mistakes throughout Star Wars. Saw Gerrera,
I think it's
like,
in part the same thing with Saw Gerrera, though.
Saw Gerrera is a victim of the Clone Wars happening. His sister dying, trying to free their planet.
Yeah, I know, but also, like...
And I'm not saying Vader is not a victim, but Vader is also his own victim. Saw Gerrera is not so much his own victim, I would say, but a victim of happenstance.
I would agree to some degree, but also, like, a lot of his whole situation is self-inflicted at that point. Like,
I guess with, like, his life choices of...
Yeah. Because in the end, he is kind of, like... He's kind of, in some ways, kind of insane. And he does not do battle in the way that, you know, he doesn't... I guess you could say he's kind of doing the right thing, but he's using the wrong methods, because he uses lots of really dirty, underhanded methods. That's one of the reasons why, like, the rebellion isn't able to transition into Road One, but there was still, like, a big finale beside that. You know, instead of just like it just kind of petered out. So
it kind of just, like, petered out. Okay, our characters are part of the rebellion. This is where the rebellion... It felt like there were a few... It felt like they were trying to do too much. and they didn't wrap up enough.
Yeah.
Like, there's a few Chekhov's guns that I kind of left over from the last season, and kind of were.
There was one thing I was thinking about. In like, season 1, he's looking. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. Keep going. I'll bring it up later.
Yeah, like no, just give me a moment. Like, there's a couple of Chekhov's guns that were kind of laid throughout the season and kind of before the season that never fired. And like, you know what a Chekhov's gun is, right?
No. What are you talking about?
So a Chekhov's gun is basically a storytelling device where, like, you kind of, it's a story tool. Like, at some point, it's a stagehand. It's basically kind of an old stagehand's term. Basically, if you put a gun on the stage, eventually throughout the play, at some point it will fire.
Okay, so it's like it's something that you set up for the audience to see, and then you never do anything with
the audience. Yeah, a Chekhov's gun is something that you set up for the audience to see, but the characters don't see, and at some point that gun will fire. And oftentimes, and like there are times where, like, in modern movie telling, like, it can go seasons without a Chekhov's gun firing.
Yeah.
Like, a great example would be Jon Snow becoming King of the North, and like or like the Witch King in Game of Thrones, or like or not the Night King, not the Witch King, but like the Night King in Game of Thrones is a Chekhov's gun. It kind of because they spent literally seasons and years setting up for kind of this big showdown between.
And then they kill him in one episode.
Okay, yeah, that was bad example, but like, yeah, exactly. But like,
the big bad. Where'd he go? Oh, he got snoked.
It doesn't have to be the big bad though. It can be like the Ring in Lord of the Rings is another Chekhov's gun, like from The Hobbit, and like it's another Chekhov's gun. At some point, it's gonna fire. And but like, here's the problem: is that there were a few Chekhov. My point is that in Andor there were a few plot devices that ended up not doing it.
Yeah.
Force Lady being one of them. Oh, I hated that. Oh,
what, the Force
Lady?
Oh, the
Force Lady.
The Force Healer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I forgot what it was exactly. Oh, is because like there's supposed to be no Jedi at this point. It's supposed to.
There are no Jedi. Or Force users. Not even Jedi. Force users in general.
Yeah, because people are supposed to think of them as like a myth at this point. Like.
Yes.
Which is weird. Yes. Which is weird because it's kind of hard to
Han
believe.
Solo says it's a hokey religion that no one practices.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to believe that people would have forgotten about the Jedi in 30 years, even if you're considering that stuff. Like the level of influence the Jedi had in the galaxy for so long, and then suddenly people are like, oh, they existed? I mean, you'd have to go at least 100 years before people would say, like, I thought they were a myth, because no one's seen them for like 100 years. But to go for like, it's not even a single generation. There were people that witnessed the Empire fall that were still alive when the Empire was formed. So it's like, how could they just forget about like mass mind wipe? Oh, we forgot about the Jedi. So that is kind of, in some ways, kind of like George Lucas.
George Lucas, but like, it just grinds my gears having Jedi in the Rebellion.
Yeah, that makes it
in the year that Luke Skywalker joins the Rebellion.
Yeah, Disney is doubling down on the mistake that George Lucas made and making it even worse than it was.
Exactly. Like, that just grinds my gears.
And also a Force ability that is like technically shouldn't exist.
That just makes
Force
everyone
healing.
upset anyways.
Yeah. Which,
like, I don't know.
Which
it grinds my gears.
Which I've talked about before. I'm actually fine with the concept of perhaps the Force evolving. I'm fine with the
concept too.
Like the Force evolving and people developing new Force powers. But if the Force powers didn't exist in the prequels, you shouldn't retroactively add force powers that didn't exist, because otherwise it doesn't make any sense why people aren't using them in the past. It makes sense why people could use, force healing after the fall of the Empire, because, you're creating new canon. So you could say the force is like changing, and so people's force abilities also change with it, or,
Which also doesn't make sense, because the force is basically kind of a, for lack of better words, force in the universe.
But what I mean,
it's a force of nature.
Yeah, but
and nature
what I mean by
like
it is that the Star Wars universe is like an evolution based universe where things slowly developed, and so I could see a situation where they could like narratively explain that the force powers that people are able to use are changing, whereas they couldn't use some of those powers before, they can now. And they could set up a structure where there's downsides to certain force powers, like if you had the ability to slow down time, there would be it would take a severe toll on your body. Or if you had the ability to heal, you're giving up some of your force energy or whatever. Or you can't use other force, like if you have the ability to use force healing, you also cannot use offensive force abilities because you're just not able to. Like, you can't use force push or force lightning on people because you have force healing. So I would be okay with it if they, clearly defined what is possible and not possible. But unfortunately, they are
put laws around it.
Yeah.
Like,
so that people
the
can
force
understand.
is literally a force of nature.
Yeah.
In Star Wars, so like put laws of nature around it.
Yeah. So.
Like force mind tricks only work on the weak-minded.
Yeah, like that. Instead of like Kylo Ren being able to dig around in Rey's mind, or what's the one character from the Kenobi show that's trying to tap into little Leia's mind, or even that she can read people's minds, like.
I actually don't mind that being a dark side power, like forcing your way into someone's mind. Like, I don't mind that being a dark side power.
Yeah.
Like, have it have a cost. Like, kind of, and in a way, actually, I don't mind that force power, because like they're forcing themselves into someone's mind and in a way exposing themselves at the same time.
Yeah.
Their own fear and frustration. That's one that I don't mind. That has laws around it and rules that I can accept.
Yeah, and also I guess the Clone Wars does establish that if they resist and you resist too hard, you can end up their mind
actually break their mind.
Yeah, their mind can be destroyed, which makes sense as well. Like if you try to brute force your way into something and it resists you, you end up destroying it. So I just wish a lot of these rules were just more clearly established, which is fortunately something that they tend not to do. It's the same thing with the same problems I have with Night Sister magic as well. Is it's way too poorly defined. They're not explaining how it is things are working. And so they're just able to.
Is it of the Force? Is it separate from the Force? Is it coexisting alongside the Force?
Yeah, exactly. And because I watched Tales of the Underworld. And I'm watching, Asajj Ventress.
I only watched the Asajj.
I was watching Asajj Ventress get resurrected, and I'm like, okay, well, this is huge implications for the Star Wars universe. If you have the ability to resurrect people, how does this power work? And is it only exclusive to, I feel like Palpatine, having already known of Mother Talzin, why wouldn't he have been able to figure out that power?
Why wouldn't Mother Talzin just have the ability to resurrect herself and the rest of the Night Sisters?
Exactly.
Why do we have to go to another galaxy to get Night Sisters?
Yeah. and how is it that Thrawn just so happened to accidentally end up on a planet with Night Sister? Out of all the planets that he could have been sent to, he just happens.
Out of all the universes he could have been sent to,
and he gets sent to. He gets sent to a place that has Night Sisters, and somehow golden orb that they find in that one temple is able to locate him on that other planet.
Yep.
Like,
oh my.
who thought of this in the
What a
future,
mess.
that they put together a map like that would even be able to locate him specifically? Or does, like, because of the lack of clarity about the entire thing is just so ridiculous. The whole premise of the Ahsoka show is just so broken.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they messed up in so many areas. For me personally, I mean, I think probably the worst offenders is like that plot line, but like there's a bunch of other stuff that they messed up.
You know, I was watching Rebels season 3 again, and like which is one of my favorite Rebels, which is my favorite Rebels kind of season, by the way. And I was watching the space battle of Adelon, and I'm like, I was just appreciating it again. It was just like, yeah, I can like see, because both sides are making really good decisions, like during the Battle of Adelon. Aside from Constantine, but but like we know that he makes bad decisions, and like
yeah, he's the one that dies.
The only mistake
is he the one that dies in Empire? Because
he's the one who dies on the interdictor.
He gets
Rebels
choked
season
out.
3.
Okay. So he's not the one that gets
he
choked
died.
out by Vader in Empire Strikes Back.
That's Ozzel.
Yeah, Ozzel.
But like,
He's as
but, like,
clumsy as he is stupid.
yeah, but like exactly, but like Thrawn is making the rebels are like using their power to like basically try and escape. They're basically using their bigger ships to kind of protect their bombers, so that their fighters and bombers can get in and make a hole to break through. And like any other Imperial commander that might have worked. The Imperial command, like we can see, like Constantine wants to go in and just like fight the rebels in a broadside battle, except that the Star Destroyer is not built for that. The Star Destroyer is meant to be back shooting the enemy from long range with overwhelming firepower. And Thrawn is like, okay, we're gonna we're gonna hold position and we're gonna let the rebels come to us and use our overwhelming firepower on them, and not get into, because as soon as we get a Star Destroyer right in the middle of the rebel fleet, they can break through.
Yeah.
And it's just like we're watching like two commanders in the Battle of Adelon making really good decisions. It just so happens that Thrawn is better. But like, you know, Asato's not a bad command. You know, both sides have good commanders. It's just,
yeah,
and they're using their strengths.
Yeah,
and like, obviously the rebels escape, but like they're practically wiped out.
Instead of Thrawn being a total idiot.
Oh, well, you know, if the best strategy truly is just waiting and time is on your side, that's actually fine. I had very little problems with that specifically. I just had a little bit more problems with other aspects of Thrawn.
Yeah, except for all, I mean, but him being fat, big problem. But
it was like, just take, you can use AI to basically kind of, not to fat shame people, but like an Imperial commander, we see him as being very fit.
Yeah.
Already in established media.
It's even made part of his character. He believes in the concept of sharp body, sharp mind, where
exactly like
a healthy body leads to a better functioning brain, which is true.
Exactly. Like, it's very true.
Yeah. And so that's part of his character and how he's like able to deal with situations and stuff, because he stays physically fit so that his mind is sharp. And in Ahsoka, he just gave up on that. And it's not like the actor didn't have to like take steroids or something and go on an extreme diet regimen or something, but just don't have the belly. Like,
that's all. Edit the belly. Yeah. Edit the belly.
You don't have to have like super muscles. You don't have to have a shirtless scene. Just you're still going to be wearing the Imperial uniform. Just don't have the belly. Yeah, that's it.
Make it look good. That's all.
Thrawn.
Elon Musk.
Yeah. Admiral Elon Musk. Hi, everybody. I'm Elon Ma.
And you know, this isn't to fat shame anyone, obviously, but like, just, it was just, yeah, Star Wars one. Also, how Thrawn is not the main villain in Mandalorian and Grogu the film. Yeah. Mando. I you know, other than Andor, I've mostly given up on Star Wars media.
Yeah, Mandor. After Mandalorian season 3, I was like, where are they gonna go with this? Because that was literally the only other show that was doing well, and they just they totally shit the bed with that one.
Like,
they totally shit in Johnny Depp's bed with that one. So, which it's about time that we had Johnny Depp in Star Wars, because we had his we have what's his face, but now it's time to have. We can make, you know what, Johnny Depp could be Hondo Onaka. A live action Hondo.
I mean,
he could actually like a pirate.
He could
pirate,
like he could,
and he also kind of acts like I'm pretty sure Hondo is probably actually modeled after the Pirates of the Caribbean, Johnny Depp. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case.
But you know what's the problem with this? People would watch it and they would like it, so Disney cannot possibly do this.
True.
Yeah.
We would like it, so therefore we cannot have it.
Unfortunate. That's a good idea. Hey, Disney should pay me to come up with ideas for them. You know what? I'm disappointed that they didn't do something with it earlier. They might be trying to do it later, like after the fact, and failing. But you know, there's rumors and stuff about maybe Mace Windu and stuff potentially, but
no, he's dead. I want him. Let him stay dead.
But if they were,
it's cool. I get it.
They could do it. They could do it with him. They could do it.
No, they really couldn't.
I've explained to you exactly how it could happen.
And I disagree with your explanation.
And it's workable. It's 100%.
It's not workable.
Yeah.
It's not workable. No, it isn't.
He falls from a great height. He is able to partially catch himself, but he's totally out cold, and he's in severe damage. He's severe damaged. They put him on ice, essentially. They carbon freeze him. And the reason why you don't see him in the original trilogy is because he's been in stasis. They carbon freezed him in hopes that they could get a bounty for him, but the person who captured him and put him in the carbon freezing ended up getting killed. And so he stays in like this warehouse for years, just frozen in time. And then once he gets out, that's when he goes for like revenge against Boba Fett.
You know, there actually is a Legends. There actually is a Legends comic series about about Kix being basically carbon frozen before Order 66, and then 100 years later is woken up.
Wait, like about who?
You know, Kix from Star Wars.
Kix?
Kix, the medic. After the Fives incident. This was canon before Disney took over.
Kix. Is he a clone?
Yeah, he's a clone.
Oh, okay.
And he's carbon frozen.
K-I-X. Okay.
Yeah, he was carbon frozen. It was actually a really good comic. But like, no, I wouldn't want to see that.
I want to see it. But they're too late. Samuel L. Jackson's too old now.
Yeah.
They should have done it like 10 years ago.
Well, I mean, they could use the AI de-aging thing,
No,
and
we already know they
just get a
can't do that.
stuntman
They
to
tried
do
to
the
do that
fight
with
scene.
they tried to do that with Kenobi and they failed miserably. And Anakin looked he was supposed to look 20 years old. He still looked like a 40-year-old.
Yeah, he's still. Yeah.
That's why I
can't do
say AI
They
de-aging.
didn't do a good job.
They
What were
have
you
the
gonna
chance.
say?
You go on.
Well, I mean, they didn't de-age Anakin, but studios are now considering using AI to bring back, maybe even de-age some characters. So Disney
well-
could do it
Well,
if they wanted to.
Well, if they do it right, yeah. I mean, they should have been able to do it during the Kenobi show, but they didn't do it right. They spent hundreds of millions of dollars on that, and they couldn't even de-age Anakin Skywalker. Well, I don't know. Maybe they need to hire new people, or give their VFX artists enough time to actually do their job.
Or better yet, come up with new stories with different characters.
No. We can't come up with new stories. Fire him. Is that Dooku? Fire that man. Did he just suggest we come up with a new story? Fire him.
Just
I mean,
kill
it
him.
would be a bad idea.
Kill him! Kill him!
Kill him now.
No, I was actually referencing Harry Potter with that one. Kill him! Kill him! The face on the back of that one professor from the first movie. Kill him!
Oh yeah, the scene that scarred me as a child.
Yeah,
Mm.
well, I mean, it was a horrible looking CGI face, but I guess it fit the scene because of how weird it looked.
You haven't seen Canadian public safety announcements. If you think that's scarred.
We have not. We want to see them though.
All right.
I think.
All right.
Public safety.
I don't
Yeah,
even know
I mean-
what those are.
Oh, basically, public safety announcements are basically things put out by the government for health and safety videos. There's some pretty horrific, and there's some pretty horrific
I
ones
think
that
I've
showed
seen
up on
some
my.
of those.
Yeah, there's some pretty horrific ones that showed up on my Saturday morning. Sometimes. It's hilarious. I love it.
Wait, the traumatizing commercials, pretty much by the government.
In Canada, yeah.
Make you laugh.
They make you laugh.
Well,
They make you cry. They make you die.
this is one about drugs.
Drugs,
Or the
those are the
chase.
best ones.
Public neighbors, kind of with a like one talking about kind of like abusive relationships, construction. Oh, this one is from 2009. Like I'm gonna send it. It's a 45-minute thing, so I'm gonna send it in the Discord.
Oh my. I thought it's like a quick thing.
Oh, jeez.
45 seconds?
Oh, I thought you said.
Seconds. You said minutes.
Oh, I
Yeah.
meant second.
45 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good one, but like there's one with like burning, like cooking oil. That is just like they actually show people being burned. Like
Nice.
Canadian public safety announcements are messed up because we basically traumatize people
Well,
into not doing it.
It's better to be traumatized about cooking oil than to actually get it on you. So.
Oh, this one's about hockey, or like it's about. It says it's about hockey. It's really not about hockey.
Oh my.
Oh,
watch that in my own time.
Yeah.
Matthew
See how
Mitchell
fun it is.
says the one about how do kids see you when you're drunk.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
Now I have to see that one.
I see how you get broken into like a population typically known as docile and nice.
So I don't understand where this reputation that we're docile comes from. I really don't. Like, you have to understand, we willingly chose a land that was very hard to settle in.
Well, I
We
believe
willingly
you.
chose to live there. If you
Maybe
like,
you-
one look at any Canadian history shows that we are not docile. We are not passive.
They're conquerors, explorers, colonizers.
Yeah, colonizer. Yeah, like
would be great if it was true.
we settled in the first permanent settlement in North America was in Quebec City, Canada. Like, yeah. Like, yeah. I don't know where this reputation... Like, I do know where it comes from, because we're also very good at getting nothing done. But,
Wow.
true.
You're gonna dog on the Canadians like that, huh?
I'm a Canadian. I'm allowed to dog on my own nation.
Well, I mean, you are an immigrant to Canada. You weren't like originally Canadian, so it's probably easier for you to criticize.
I was
you know?
literally born in Edmonton, Canada.
Well, I thought you were born in England. Wait a second.
No,
Oh, you just
I
lived there for a
I
little
lived
while.
there.
Okay.
I've just lived there for a
All
couple
right.
years.
Never mind. Forget what I said.
No. My grandfather was the immigrant
Okay.
from England.
Yeah, so you have immigrants in your family.
Of course,
Oh,
of
obviously you're
of course
not a
my-
native
I'm
Canadian.
not
I see.
I'm not a native. I'm not native. Like my family is not native to Canada. But I am
I see.
second
So you're
generation.
kind of an
Canadian.
imposter.
There's an imposter among us.
Among them.
Among the
Like-
Canadians.
I see.
You know, that's only one side of the family. The other side of the family has been in Canada since the 1800s.
1800s, that's a long time ago.
It has been, yeah.
They must be old.
No, it's a very interesting story how my father's side of the family came to Canada. My father's side of the family, I should say. So basically, what happened was in the English Civil War, during the where like basically there's the parliamentarians versus the Roundheads, or versus the Royalists rather. Basically, my family, there was one side of the family and the other side of the family. Both hated each other. And so the Royalists lost the Civil War initially and immigrated and kind of were forced out of the country by the parliamentarian side of the family. And we eventually moved to the Canadian colonies. Or I think specifically they moved to the American colonies at the time. But then when the Civil War happened, they moved north to Canada with the Royalists. And then eventually...
So you're compensating by getting education?
Exactly. We have to show that we're better than them somehow.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
That actually makes you look bad.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
We
I
have-
thought I'm
we
gonna be
have-
rooting for you in this conflict, but I
we
see
have to,
that
make, we have to make up
Pride.
for it.
Double the fool.
Place the
Exactly.
pride.
Well, you know, exactly. Like, it's just one of those. Again, Cobbets and Gobbets were just. We've made peace for a very long time.
The Hobbits,
So.
huh?
Cobbits.
The Cobbits.
With a C.
Hobbits. The Hobbits and the Cobbits.
No, not Hobbit.
No, not Hobbits.
Not Hobbit.
We're
Hobbit
not,
Careful.
and Cobbits.
we're not short like hobbits.
We're not short. We are not short. Why is
Yeah.
there? Why
So it's
is
like,
there a sniffer?
So it's like an elvish. So it's like an elvish conflict.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Got a
Yeah, it's just one of-
situation here, Duker.
Your rivals are the Woodland Elves, and you are the ones from Rivendell, maybe?
Something like that. Sure. Although actually, it would be basically the Noldorian versus the Tethir in Lord of the Rings. It wouldn't be really the Wood Elves. The Wood Elves never went to Valinor. It was the High Elves. Basically, had a civil war amongst themselves between those who followed Finwë and Fëanor, and those who wished to stay in Valinor. So it'd be more between High Elves versus. It would be the kinselling. Would be the
Damn
appropriate-
nerds.
the appropriate Lord of the Rings kind of thing.
Alright, I think I'm gonna get out of here.
You're
And
leaving again,
Yeah.
huh?
Cheers.
yeah,
Cheers.
I gotta find something to eat.
All right.
Yeah.
See
I
you-
actually also do have to leave.
Oh, you're leaving too?
I do. I'm sorry, but
Does that mean Gimbo's gonna leave too?
Probably.
Oh,
We can't stay forever.
that's
it
understandable.
was lovely. hanging out.
I can stay forever, but it's not good for me. I think it's not healthy.
Yeah. You can't stay here with me all alone.
Oh yeah, my mom told me to be careful.
Be careful. Too bad Queen Toast didn't join. Love to hear you guys have a conversation in Polish.
Oh my,
Would be
we could
interesting.
overload your. Let's leave me with Kimbo, says Melon in the chat.
Wait, what?
Why not? In the
Oh.
server chat.
All right, I'm gonna head out. Cheers.
All right,
Yeah,
see
me
you.
too.
See ya.
Thank you for joining.
Well, thank you for having me.
I appreciate you. Thank you for the memberships too.
Cheers.
Jar Jar, we have to discuss.
Discuss. Discuss what?
Perhaps it is time for me to inherit some of the Minecraft streams, on this server.
Oh
If you
yeah,
don't mind.
you could stream. You could stream Minecraft of the server.
Perhaps it's time for my first stream because I see the
you could transition over to being Minecraft gamer on YouTube.
probably.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure, I would like to help this poor orphaned server
I mean,
to
speaking from
find its
experience,
way
it does
again.
help. Because before, I didn't really have that many subs. I mean, I still don't. But it does help you grow quite a bit.
Minecraft.
Yeah, like
You could show off your house full of sniffers. It'll get 10 million views.
bet.
Well, that's
could-
over exaggeration, but start with shorts, just to get an audience. And
No, he's got it.
I mean,
He's got
I've-
the audience. He's got the mass.
I've got the audience. I mean, I've got the subscribers. It's not really an audience at this point because it's kind of atrophied over the past few months, but we'll get there, I guess. I miss my part in the 4-hour streams on the server, which were great. I hope we can revive some of it, but I did need your permission for that.
Wait, what? Wait,
Sure.
what?
Oh yeah, the first streams. I just recently looked at them. They were like 4.5 hours.
Oh yeah. Long streams, yeah.
It was quite the streams.
They were.
Where we still built nothing until we got the spawn beautification project. Now it's very laggy in the spawn area.
Oh, because you guys
From all
got
the
so
sniffers,
much.
or
You got so much junk all over the place.
Sniffers, farms, all of it. I got 30 FPS here.
all right, I'm gonna head out now.
All right. See you.
See ya.
Thank you for having me. Peace.
Adios.
Oops. I'm alone with you.
Yes.
But then again, Melon is alone with me in the server, which is super
Yeah.
funny, I think.
Time for you to execute Order 66.
Let me just say there is a reason why my axe is called the Melon Eraser.
Melon eraser.
He says in the chat to help him. There's nobody to hear him though, so I have to read it to you.
Help me.
I'm not even sure where he is, but I will find out.
Melon Playground guy says, Jar Jar, get on Minecraft or I will never donate. Well, that's not really much of a threat because you've never donated before. So what makes me think you would even donate now? Like, even if I got on Minecraft, are you actually gonna donate? No, you're not gonna do it.
No, he's not gonna donate.
You're just using that as a way to get me on the Minecraft server. But
Which
in
would be
reality, he's not gonna donate. He's just lying to get his way. That's not good.
Well, he's not
Melon.
lying. He's just saying that if you don't help him, he's never gonna donate, which is fair. Like,
No.
if
he was never gonna donate anyway. He's even said that before.
Yep.
I'm never gonna donate. Okay.
Well, but that way it's 100% sure, and the opposite way is kind of, half.
I was already 100% sure that he wasn't gonna donate, though. Unless he
And now it's 200%.
he could tease me and make me think that he really means it if he, at least purchased a membership, bought a $2 super chat. At least I know that he has
$2.
money. At least I know that he even has the money in the first place, or some kind of money.
Melon doesn't have any money.
I know, that's why he's
spent
never
it
gonna
all on
donate.
recovery.
So it doesn't mean anything when he says get on Minecraft or I will never donate. It doesn't mean anything because he already.
He would have money if he didn't have to recover from his injuries.
Yeah, the injuries you gave him.
I did. I don't regret it though. It was fun. Melon used to be very funny because he didn't have an elytra and I would just beat his ass with the axe every time. Now he has an elytra, so I have to carry like 3 stacks of fireworks because it takes me a bit of time each time before I catch him. I do eventually though. He has quite the view trying to run.
Grievous says donate a penny. Well, unfortunately on YouTube you cannot donate a penny. The minimum is $1. It is unless you're from a foreign country, in which case you could donate like a small amount of their currency and it would translate to significantly less than $1. But if you're in the US, the minimum donation you can make to a streamer is $1.
VPN. Melon writes, I got COVID. Get away. My friend. That's just gonna make me more angry.
You won't like it when he's angry.
Ooh, you know what we should revive eventually? At least once for the sentiment of it. Dooku's Blood on the Clock Tower.
Yeah. But he hasn't really had time, so.
I know.
But I'm up for it if he is, but also I'm not sure who else can join. I mean, I haven't seen Master Black around, so I don't even know if I don't even know if people will be able to join.
I'm not gonna read to you what he wrote in the chat, but now I'm gonna kill Melon for sure.
What, Melon Playground guy?
Yeah,
Oh, he's taunting you?
he's not being a good little Melon, is all I'm gonna say.
Okay, so he was like, pull up, Clanker. That's what he told you?
It's worse.
Pull up, Lil Clanker. I got your number.
Oh, and he's also taunting me. He's actually following me.
Oh.
Okay.
He's looking
I
for
don't
trouble.
know what his game plan
He's
is.
looking for trouble.
Giving him an elytra was the worst decision in my life, but I just couldn't manage to like look with a straight face on his little legs, trying to go around and do something. Always like it was so funny. Me and Qui-Gon would always catch him flying above or trying to run from the spawn and go into the ocean, and then kind of just like go on the boat or something. We would fly over him and kill him with an arrow, thrown trident. Extremely funny. Wish you were there to see it. But now he's got the elytra, and it's the worst.
General Emperor Grievous is getting a Pop-Tart.
Enjoy, I guess.
He will. Emperor Grievous says, donate $1, record a clip of you doing that, and post it as a short on YouTube. That's what Melon Playground guy needs to do before I can trust him. Before I'll even believe him when he says he's never gonna donate if I don't join the Minecraft server. It's just like Emperor Grievous. Promise never to donate.
I wouldn't trust him.
Promise never to donate. What kind of subscriber is he?
Yeah. I'm currently thinking well, we did kind of the Andor discussion today, so it's probably final Andor discussion, right?
Yeah. Unless you want to talk about it more, which you can.
That's fair. It's just too bad beautiful diggers stage didn't get the recognition it well deserves.
Hello? Hello? Who is it? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Emperor Palpatine. Welcome.
Thanks.
How do you do, Emperor?
I'm doing fine.
How's the Death Star construction going?
Oh. I don't know.
You don't know? But aren't you supposed to be overseeing it?
I have a lot of things to do.
Oh, really? You don't have time to take care of your empire? Oh, I see how it is.
I was watching Andor.
You're watching Andor. Tell us, what are your thoughts on Andor?
Not the entire show, but I watched a scene.
Only a scene? That's it?
Yeah.
What scene?
The one where Cassian is being choked.
Oh, he's being choked. Did you like the scene? Did you like that scene? You like to watch Cassian get choked?
No, but I had a fun idea about it. Since this is a discussion, I would like to discuss it.
All right, do it.
So the droid was given the command to hang on to this guy, but it must have heard it as hang this guy, which is a bit funny. And I think it has something to do with its computing. It's a language processors. The processors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, which droid? Are you talking about K2SO?
No, I think it's a KX security.
Okay,
one.
so just a random security unit. Okay.
Yeah, it's the tall ones with long arms.
Yeah, yeah. You're talking about season 1, right?
Yeah, I don't know what.
Season 1 is when the droid like grabs onto Cassian and starts choking him. Because I don't think he doesn't do that in season 2.
That is season 1. I think it shows how the Empire really cuts corners every time they can when it comes to.
Whose fault do you
money
think that is? Who's in charge of all of it?
Anyway.
You. It's your fault. So like, you're criticizing yourself here. Empire's cutting corners. That means you're cutting corners. You can't. You gotta take the full route. You can't take shortcuts. I've taught you this before, Emperor Palpatine. As Jar Jar is your master, he's taught you can never take the shortcuts because it always leads to disaster. Anyway, continue.
I just think it's an interesting law, this piece of law. It could be some fun detail, some world building. Hello?
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I think they show clearly that the Empire is not as efficient as they're supposed to be. So it does lead to a lot of issues.
I know it's not very interesting, but no one was saying anything else, so.
Oh no, I mean that's it. I wouldn't say that's not uninteresting. It's a good observation. Anyway, if right now the Minecraft video that I made is at 25k views, I said if it gets 50,000, I'll make another. If I make another, what should the next one be about? Who should be the next featured character?
Actually had an idea, but I've forgotten.
Forgot.
Yeah.
Well, now that you're here, you could think about it off the top of your head. Who do you think?
You're saying who it should be about, or what it should be about?
Yeah, who? I mean, what it's about is obviously Minecraft, the Star Wars character in Minecraft, but who should be featured? Last episode featured Obi-Wan and Palpatine. Who should the next episode feature?
I don't have ideas for the main people who appear, but you could have a fun little sequence where Plo Koon crashes because of something that happened earlier.
Plo Koon's Electra fails him.
Or maybe someone throws something and it hits him. I don't know.
Ripley Anemone 67 says hello. Welcome, how are you? Have you seen Andor, Ripley? What are your thoughts? What do you have to say about it? What do you think? By the way, where did Gimbo go? He just disappeared. Wait. Emperor Palpatine. Are you Gimbo?
What? No.
Then where's Gimbo? What'd you do with him?
I don't think he likes me.
Emperor Grievous says, put me in it. Well, you've been featured in an episode already, but I could make you a secondary character in the next episode. For sure.
Join the voice chat very much. I have a terrible accent. We all have in Denmark a terrible accent. Being English.
Everyone in Denmark has a terrible accent?
Yeah, unless...
Who says?
Except the one who work on it.
I think maybe a lot of other people in Denmark might ask you to speak for yourself.
Oh, no, but everyone I've met, except those who have actually tried to have a good one, they sound just like me.
Well, I don't think it's a horrible accent. It's a pretty good English accent, I'd say. I mean, I would say it's more in line with like an American accent. Like you don't sound like British or anything.
Oh well, that's good.
Yeah, it's good. You don't want to sound like someone who's British.
Hey, I had a fun idea for a video.
Tell me. I'll hear it.
It's not
Whatever it
Minecraft. But do you know that scene in the thing? It's an end scene in American Psycho where Patrick is confessing over the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could try and make it Palpatine, maybe somehow, confessing everything about Order 66 and some.
Like he does in
I think that could be.
Robot Chicken.
Does he?
Yeah, he does. When he's falling down the
Oh,
shaft
right.
and he's like, I need to make amends for all of this.
Yeah, kind of like that, but more like American Psycho, where he's a bit distressed. I think it could be funny, maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
You can use the AI, of course. The fun.
Yeah, it makes
Right.
me think if I did the same thing with Robot Chicken. Can I make a Robot Chicken into live action by using AI?
I don't think that would look good.
No? Why? It looks kind of goofy.
Yeah. You're mixing stop motion with real pictures. That's not good.
Poor Imperial officer.
And Star Trek tricorder I told you about.
Huh?
Hey, remember the Star Trek tricorder I told you about?
The what? The
The
tricorder?
tricorder from Star Trek?
The tricorder from Star Trek.
Thanks for sharing my enthusiasm, Joshua.
I'm confused. What the tricorder from Star Trek? What are you talking about?
It's a measurement instrument for geological data.
Oh,
You know it?
no. I was
Okay,
actually
cool.
thinking of watching Star Trek Next Generation. I haven't seen it before, so I've only ever seen the memes, but I've never watched the show itself.
Pretty good.
Pretty
the
good.
first season is the first season is a bit boring. It's stale.
Really?
So yeah.
Why is it boring, though?
Second season. What?
Why is it boring? The first season of Next Generation, is it boring?
I'm not good at explaining that.
You try. Like, what about it didn't you like? Like, what about it was boring? On your shelf and look at it.
Yes. Yes.
I'm not going to play with it.
But it does have some real functions. And it can actually, it has ambient sensors for like humidity, pressure, air pressure, which is pretty cool.
So it actually like does something.
It does. It also has an entire catalog, an archive of the captain's logs from the TV show.
So it makes noises too.
Yeah. It's cooler than just noises.
What else does it do?
There's a ship status page.
Ship status.
Yes. I know I'm boring you, but I'm the only one here, so.
Oh no, you're not boring me. I'm not bored. I'm editing video. I'm just editing, just chilling.
Ah, okay.
So I'm not bored.
I'll chill too.
Yeah. That's what.
All
That's
right.
why I'm in the. Whenever I'm in the Discord server, anyone. If I'm in the one that anyone can join, it's because I expect anyone that wants to join.
Oh, so I don't have to say anything all.
Yeah, you can just join. If I'm in the. Whenever I'm in the Minecraft server, anyone can join. Because that one's open to everyone.
Okay.
And if I'm in another server, well, the only way you can join is if I've already given you permissions, and if you have permissions, then you're good to join.
Okay. I'm less nervous now. I'm glad to hear it.
Yes, good. Whenever you want, join. Even if I'm not there, you can join. You can talk to other people too. Who's excited for the next Louis video though? Anyone here excited for it? Louis versus the Wampa? Louis escaped from the Wampa cave?
Read the Bounty Hunter Code.
Huh?
Have you read the Bounty Hunter Code?
No, I have not. I haven't read any of the Star Wars books. I don't read books.
Not interested in it? Oh.
But you can tell me about it. I listen to other people tell me about the books that they've read, but I don't read the books myself.
I think it's as I said, I love the world building. They have a lot of fun details about technology and things.
Ninja Artist says Yoda is a magic goblin. He deflects lightning from his hands. That's true, that's true.
I'd say he sort of grounds the lightning.
Melon
Wow.
Playground Guy says I shoot lightning out of my hands. Actually, you don't. That's cap. You say Yoda grounds the lightning. That's interesting.
Yeah, like yeah. really philosophical. It's you know, electricity. It goes from the positive to the from negative to the positive terminal. The positive is the ground. So you ground the electricity, and I think that's what Yoda is doing. He becomes the ground for the Sith volatile emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see it. I see it.
Mm.
That's cool.
You don't mean that, do you?
Mean what?
You said it sarcastically.
No.
Yeah, you did.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you kind of did.
No.
Okay.
We could do this all day. No.
I don't want to. No, I believe you.
I'm like Captain America. I can do this all day.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, this is crazy.
What?
This video, it's gonna look horrible. It's gonna look so funny though.
That looks terrible. What happened? Why is it flickering?
Because the AI can't tell the difference between the two characters. It's struggling to see.
Hmm.
That's why it's gonna be funny. So oh, I gotta.
See, this is what I'm talking about. There's this surveillance gear section in the book that the bounty hunters use, and they detail a low end microphone. I don't know what they're called. A wire. It records conversations.
Like, wait, like, does it record people from a distance or?
Oh, yeah, I should have said more. It's called the Cunithian membrane. Membrane.
Sounds kind of spooky.
It's yeah, it's a I'll see. It's a nearly undetectable listening device. The guild, the bounty hunter guild, discovered on the Cunithian moon, and since then They've been smartly cultivating colonies of their own.
Is it like biological?
Yeah. You put it where you want it to listen, and then it absorbs the sound, and when you squeeze it later, it'll spit it up in a perfect audio playback.
That's strange. That sounds kind of weird.
Yeah, but it's pretty fun.
How effective is it?
It's not very good.
What?
Rain can destroy it, so
That's kind of lame.
it's also that's why it's the low end. But how cool is that anyway? I just think it's awesome.
What, the listening device? That's like a there is what, a real life creature listening device? What is?
No, it's in universe. In the Star Wars universe.
Yeah. Yeah,
Things...
but like it sounds, what you're describing sounds like it's not a machine, but
Oh yeah, it's a living thing.
that's weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
It's strange. I'm afraid of it. I'm afraid of things I don't understand, so
Oh.
It's not something I would ever allow near me. That's why I had Emperor Palpatine ban all of those things. Bounty hunters use them illegally, though. So, do they have like wills of their own, or are they like?
They're like planes.
They're like barnacles or something, where they don't really move or do anything on their own.
Yeah, like plants or trees.
Oh, okay. So you can just kind of put them down.
Yeah. Then the vibration.
Deontay, welcome.
Stimulates some sort of growth in the structure, and it blows up like a balloon.
Blows up like a balloon.
Yeah, when it takes audio, its structure expands.
Does that make it like not a very good listening device? Because then people notice this thing expanding nearby them. You're like, why is that thing there expanding? That's weird. Oh, it's the listening device put down. Listening device put down by a bounty hunter. Deontay says, anyone in chat? Yeah, there are people in chat. There are people there. They're listening to Emperor Palpatine explaining some kind of listening device of some sort.
Cunithian membrane.
Cunithium membrane.
Yeah.
Emperor Grievous says, it's intriguing.
Indeed.
That's Count Dooku's line.
Oh.
Indeed.
What can I say then?
Wait, what? What can you say?
I'm the Emperor, I can say anything. Yeah.
Some people say you could say anything, but you're not allowed to say anything.
Are you telling me what to do?
Yeah, telling you what to do.
I'm the Emperor,
Yeah,
so I can say indeed.
guess. Maybe. Maybe, I guess.
So I'm gonna say it.
You can't say that.
We even mentioned, well, the Lord killed Roma from the Old Republic games. Knights of the Old Republic.
What about Knights of the Old Republic?
Mentioned killed Roma from those games in
Kill-
here.
Killed Droma?
Yeah, it's an old Jedi.
An old Jedi.
Yeah.
Good.
Even from the Great Sith War, apparently.
The Great Sith War. As opposed
Yeah.
to the insignificant Sith War. The
Yeah,
small
we haven't heard
Sith
about that one.
skirmish.
I'll see it if I can find it in my warfare history book.
In your archives.
I actually almost have an archive of Star Wars. lore.
The Sith archives.
I have the Book of Sith.
Nothing can stop the archives of the Sith. That actually pretty good.
The Interdictor class Star Destroyer. Sense no traction, but I'm gonna read about it anyway.
Read about it.
It apparently it has a gravity well generators.
Oh yeah. Suck people out of hyperspace.
Yeah. What is hyperspace? Do you know?
Wait, what?
What is hyperspace? Hyperspace.
Hyperspace? It's a space that's really hyper.
No. They say it's something like a higher dimension. How does that work?
Higher dimension.
Yeah, they say ships go into a higher dimension, and then they travel in hyperspace.
Interesting.
Well, it's not, because I don't understand.
It's a higher dimension. What's there to understand?
How can they just go into a different? How can they? How?
With the hyperdrive generators, they can go into a
Yeah.
different. Surfs up my dude
Yeah.
edit says Bluey versus Kylo Ren. Now, there's a good video for the future. Bluey versus Kylo Ren. We'll be getting into the sequel trilogy.
Like in Star Trek, it makes sense. Why with the faster than light travel, they use gravity.
Well, kind of,
to
but no. Wait, faster than light
It-
travel? How do they go
Yeah,
faster
they-
than light?
They instead of traveling through space, they move space through the ship somehow by pulling onto the space-time fabric. Somehow.
Sounds kind of dangerous.
Yeah. But it's
Sounds
controlled.
Sounds
so
like
it's
it would
fine.
destroy the universe or something. Or pulling space.
Oh, just warp it. It's warping it. It's warp drive.
Warp drive. They're warping
Huh?
the space.
Yes.
Warp drive activated.
It sounds cooler when they say it, so
Hyperspace. The space of hyper.
yeah, see, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's just another way of warp driving. But it's part of
Okay,
Star Wars
but it's-
universe, so it's just different.
It's annoying.
Emperor Grievous says hyperspace sounds more understood.
I guess
Our warp drive, is warp speed the same thing as like wormholes, where they just basically are going through spaces by
No,
warping space?
it's not this exactly. I don't think so. At least. I think they would have mentioned it. For a Grievous, he says, all I know is that it gets you wherever you want to be really fast. Argument.
Alright. I think we'll end it there. that's it for me for today. Thank you so much to everyone who joined today, everyone who watched. Edie Karn, thanks to you, we had Cyril Karn, so very sorry for your loss, Edie Karn. Hope that you can recover. Hopefully the Empire gives you a good severance package, or like benefits, you know. Thank you for being here, Wyatt, Doge, Ellen Playground Guy, Emperor Grievous. Super Count Dooku, big thanks to him for the gifted memberships. Thank you for being here, Scope. Emperor Palpatine, thank you for joining me. Black Dragons 95.
Thanks.
And Brandon Tran, Deontay Bates, and Chicken Pluckerson, Newbie Gunsmith, Goat Simulator, B Maxwell 2, Zombie Adventures,
I love gold.
Taku, and Darth Autisticus. Appreciate you all. Hope you have a nice day, a nice night, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one.